I want to give a shout out to Mina Kimes. And I don't watch Around the Horn, but I did see the clip how she defended Jackie Robinson's legacy against the racism that is what Donald Trump is doing. Also, even Stephen A. Smith decided he wants some of the Trump, even though he really is down with Trump, but he can't make up his mind because Mina Kimes showed more soul than he did. I hope Stephen A. don't try to get her fired like he did Max Kellerman for being aware. And then, of course, you had Robert Griffin III, who does his typical shuffleboard. He's not even on the network, but he said, well, why bring politics into sports? Well, I tell you something, idiot. That's the reason why Rob Parker called you a cornball brother. When you were a black quarterback playing for Washington, it was a pretty freaking big deal. Because, in case you didn't know, the first black man to win a Super Bowl played for Washington. But I'm not going to educate a guy who claims to be so knowledgeable in Robert Griffin III. And I'm not going to go into who he's with or what have you. But you can't be that wet behind the ears and not knowing history. But Mina Kimes spoke the facts. And messing with Jackie Robinson is racial. You can't talk about a token statue on the lawn or in the back or what have you, and then you're going to try to get him erased off of history when he was a military man, unlike you, Trump, who was a Dodger. He was a man, you were a baby when Jackie Robinson was breaking the color line in baseball. And we know that Major League Baseball, like everything else in America, is racist and has never set straight with what they've done wrong. So when you promote these DEIs and all this stuff you're doing is showing a racist agenda. You're creating racism, but denying that you are. But it is, especially when you go after Jackie Robinson, because that's sacred ground. That's very sacred ground. And it takes people to take a stand up against it. Now Stephen A. Smith talking about, I want to debate him. And do what with him? You diss Kamala Harris, and you done supported his agenda. You done everything to pretty much accept what he's about. But now because someone like Mina Kimes comes along and drop the mic in ways that you never could. Because all you do is bring the mic to me. You let LeBron James clown you, and you're still talking about that 3-4 weeks later. You get called out. You didn't already said you try to make all the money you can for your mask on ESPN. So what are we supposed to do with you? That you want to get so deep? What you gonna ask an idiot like Trump? What you gonna ask him? Well, you could ask him what he has against black people. That would be the first thing. Because fundamentally speaking, how are you going to try to say that there aren't obviously bias and racism in a country, and that a piece of paper from 1964, legality was the only way that you couldn't do things in a country that people are born and bred? I wanted to make sense. Because we know that if you use logic and intelligence and dignity and depth, Donald Trump going to be lost. He's going to be lost. He's going to be like a stop and go, and he's like, he can't dignify that. His handlers can't. Well, they can. They can. See, the whitewashing of history and everything that goes on. Ask him about his new good friend, Tiger Woods. Well, his old buddy, Tiger Woods, who's suddenly black for him when he had the Black History Month, even though he was trying to downplay Black History Month, who's also dating his former daughter-in-law, and he's all goody. Ask him what Tiger Woods had to go through at the Masters, how Augusta, when they barred black people there up until 1990, that the very same Masters spot where Tiger Woods won in 1997, just less than a decade from being against black folks being there. Let that sink in. And Robert Griffin III, wherever you shuffling at today, you know, you've been happy. You remember when you played for Washington, you was happy because you got to have a house down from the Massa, Daniel Snyder's house. And we know what he was about, but you have always been company man, toe the line, tap and toe. Don't people ever get tired of tap and toe? Tap in, tap out. When something is going on, you got to speak out against it. And Mina Kimes broke it down. And a lot of them people are mad and they want her fired. They mad because she spoke out against. Well, Trump is nobody special. He's not. And to go after Jackie Robinson, when you start messing with historical people that broke barriers, who earned, military man who earned, 4-star athlete who earned. Let me break down Jackie Robinson why. And this again, I did a video, but I'm gonna do it again. That Donald Trump. Let me tell you something. The man was military based, professional athlete based. Okay. Went to a college base, did all those things while you had silver spoons. There is a big difference. And we have to go back in the past because they're trying to always whitewash the history. They want to throw DEI, but they want to AI everything and rewrite it and downplay black folks' significance of what they done. So I applaud this woman for saying what she said. Now, as far as Stephen A. Smith trying to act like he gonna get deep, he ain't gonna debate him on nothing. You can't even stand up to LeBron James and you get paid to talk sports every day. How you gonna? You could, but you sit there on one hand, you want to act like you saying something. On the other hand, you're gonna be like, yes, yes, boss. And as far as Robert Griffin III, again, that is what's wrong fundamentally with modern day black athletes and modern day black entertainers and things. You get in the bag and you get a tax bracket cut and you look the other way because this is what they got you souped up to be until something happens to you or someone you know. And all these laws and everything is generated to come at black folks. That's what it's about. It always is. Because that's what the mega stands for. Read between the lines. As Paul Mooney would say, you get your wake-up call. And that is a fact. It's really that deep. So, anyway, let me know what you think, though. But applaud. Mina Kimes called out the racism of the DEI. Stephen A. acts like he wants to talk to Trump. And Robert Griffin III doing his usual shuffleboard. Let me know what you think. Please like, subscribe, work on thoughts, comments, and I do respond. Thank you. Wash your hands. Keep your mind clear. Watch out for another shit if you like, and hit that membership. Stay safe, stay blessed, stay woke, stay free. On my peace.